Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing very great. And today we are going to cover one of the interesting topic, that is ER model. So if you're studying a subject which is database management system, you must have gone through this topic, or any point in time if you are going to you know read ER model or ER diagram, you can just refer this tutorial so that you can understand the basic of ER model. Before proceeding further, let me go ahead and make you understand what a database is. This is for those who do not have any idea what a database is, or they are listening the database for the first time. So database, as the name is defined, is composed of two words, that is data plus base. So in layman term, we can say that a base of data is called a database. uh, Organization which are operating into a business environment contain a database, which is one of the pivotal thing for any organization. The database is used to store data for their employees, or in order to depict the financial growth of the organization, or in order to obtain the real-time progress of the operation, or any sort of important thing. The database is used in order to fetch the data and diagnose the entire know-how of the organization. That is why any organization in today's business environment allow their information and technology team to design a database for them, with an very optimal level of security, so that no one can intrude into the database and everything will be safe and secure. Uh, let's go ahead and study ER model. So ER model is something which is widely used in designing a database. So ER here stands for Entity Relationship Model. ER model defines conceptual view of database. That means how the database will look like and what will the flow of data within the database. It work around real world entities and association among them. For example, if you see anything around you, you can relate to the entities. For example, if you see any car, that is an entity. If you see any teacher going to a school, that is also an entity. If you see any student going to the college for studies, that is also an entity. So overall, the ER model actually work around the real world entities and association among them. At view level, ER model is considered a very good option of designing database. As I've already told you, it's a widely used model for designing a database at view level. It consists of three elements, that is entity, attribute, and relationship. Now, what an entity is? So entity can be a real world object that can be easily identifiable. For example, in a school database, student, teacher, classes, and course offered can be considered as entity. The entities are represented by the means of a rectangle. Now, what is an entity set? It is a collection of similar type of entities. An entity set is a collection of entities sharing same attribute values. For example, student entity set will contain all the students of the school. Teacher entity set will contain all teachers in the school. Here is a pictorial representation of two entities. One is teacher, which is represented in a rectangle, red rectangle, and another entity is a student, which is also represented by the means of a red rectangle. Now the second element, that is attribute or properties of entities. Entities are represented by means of properties called as attributes. All the attributes have the values. Attributes are represented by the means of eclipse. As you can see over here in the example, there is a pictorial representation of one entity, that is student, having three attributes. One is name, the second one is roll number, and third one is date of birth. Now there are few types of attributes that we need to understand. The first one is single and multi-valued attributes. The single value attributes are those attributes which consist of only single value, and the multiple value attributes are those attributes having more than one value. For example, if you see an entity having student, they are having two attributes. One is single value attribute, that is roll number. A student can only have a one roll number with him or her. But here if you see, there is another attribute which is phone number, so a student can have multiple phone numbers. Similarly, if you see car as an attribute, a student can have multiple cars. If there is any other attributes having multiple values, can be termed as multi-value attribute. Another section is composite and simple attributes. So when one attribute divides further in two or more attribute, then it is called as composite attribute. Now if we talk about name can be divided further into two or three more attributes. If you have to divide it into two attributes, it can be first name and the last name. But in today's world, you know that it can also be divided into three names, three attributes, that is first name, middle name, and the last name. Similarly, if we talk about simple attribute, it only consists of one atomic value which cannot be subdivided further. For example, age, you cannot divide age into any further attribute. Similarly, sex, you cannot divide sex into multiple further attributes. Okay, sex can be male or female only, etc. Another section is stored and derived attributes. So an attribute which cannot be derived from other attributes is called as stored attribute, that is date of birth. And derived attribute are those attributes which can be derived from stored attribute. So for example, if you know any student's date of birth, you can easily derive the age. So here age is the derived attribute and date of birth is the stored attribute. Also we need to understand that age will be which is a obviously a stored, which is a derived attribute, will be represented by means of dotted or lined eclipse over here. A relationship, which is another important element of ER model, and association among entities are called as a relationship, and relationship is displayed by diamond shape. All right, here is the example, like teacher and student are entity, but what is the relationship between the teacher and student? Teacher teaches student. Similarly, teacher uh, drives car. That can also be an you can say entity. Weak relationship will be represented by double diamond. Here you can see a single diamond, but if you double code it, it will be a representation for weak relationship. I hope you understand till now. I've jotted down, or you can say I have made a collaboration of entire example that have been given in previous tutorial, uh, and here it looks like this only. All right, here teacher and student or the entity. Uh, Teaches is the relationship, and other things are the attributes and the types of attributes. So name, roll number, and date of birth are the attribute. All right, and these are further more attributes like first name and last name, and age is the derived attribute. I hope you have liked this video, and if you have liked this video and want to get notification of whatever further videos I'll be making for you guys, I would like you to subscribe to my channel so that you will get the notification at the earliest, and you can study with me. Wish you a very great day ahead. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye bye.